A very warm welcome. Lovely to see you. So just tell us a little bit about WildHearts.
So WildHearts, we believe that business has to be a force for good in the world. Business can't see itself as separate from society. And so to that end, we harness the power of business by launching our own businesses that through their profits and their activity address social and economic injustice at home and globally.
So what type of companies then do you launch?
Well, it's one thing to want the world to be a fairer place. It's one thing everybody feels that, everybody wants that to happen, but you have to make it easy for people. Right? So I developed this revolutionary new technology that saves lives globally. And I've got one for you here today. Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
It's in my pocket. This is a paperclip. Right? You have to make it easy, right?
Yeah.
So in companies, they spend billions on invisible things. Pens, paper. No one cares where they get it from. And through my business experience, I said to my friends, look, if I could get your company, it could sell you office supplies and furniture and all uniforms, all the stuff you need, but don't care where you get it from, really, as long as the price is right, the service is right. And all the profits, 100%, will be used to address the plight of the poor in our own country and globally. Will you buy it from us? And the answer's been a resounding yes. And so WildHearts office literally has some of the biggest companies in the world to our customers, and that's what drives the foundation. We don't get donations, we don't get money from the government, it's private money.
Wow, that is revolutionary, and all with a paperclip. You mentioned the profits there, so tell us more about that, but what you do with the profits.
So this is something which I was aghast when I found out. 75% of the world's population of women are completely excluded from all forms of finance. All forms. You cannot run a business of any kind whatsoever without banking. It's a financial apartheid. Now, because of the economic status that results from that, the social status is such that the violence inflicted on women globally, there's more women missing right now than all the men killed in all the wars of the 20th century. It's the moral crime of our age. Where's the protest marches? Where's the museums? And yet, if you keep your business head on, would you lend money to a woman with no formal ID, no collateral, you can't even sign her name? She's the bottom of the social strata. Conventional wisdom would say no, and conventional wisdom is wrong, because those women have been shown to be the best people in the world to lend to, and you get a triple return on your investment. One, they feed their kids. You break the poverty cycle of malnutrition. They send their kids to school, including their daughters, which is key. And the third thing is the woman starts voting. She becomes the agent in her own life, and you know the wonders that come from that. So our customers literally fund microloans in the developing world. It gets even more exciting from that, though, because my role models, my heroes, are the female micro-entrepreneurs from Jordan, Guatemala, Ghana, right across the world. If we had their spirit back here, so many of our social problems would evaporate. And so I created a multi-award-winning entrepreneurship training program with Compassionate at its heart called Micro-Tyco. And it is to democratize opportunity from gang members in Glasgow to executives in Manhattan to girls in the streets of Kabul. They go through the same training program, and the results are utterly incredible, and that's what we do.
And you mentioned the compassion, and we're all about disruption, and there is this term compassionate disruption too. Tell us a wee bit about that.
So that's a term that one of the people in our team came up with, is that we are living through an age of convergent disruption. We've seen an amazing talk on robotics. We've seen the power of digitization. I know from experience that many of my legal friends are talking about the power of disruption in the legal industry. Everyone's talking about it from a technological business point of view. I believe passionately there is a more pervasive, even more powerful disruption, which you don't get in the headlines. There's no tweets, and there's no product launches, but we call it compassionate disruption. Here's the fact. 84% of consumers believe that businesses must be more responsible to society. 84%. 80% of millennials, the future leaders, only want to work for a company that cares about how it contributes to society. You get the trend? 86% of current employees believe that working for a company that makes a greater contribution to humanity and society is important to them. If you're a chief executive of a company that doesn't care about engaging your customers, bringing the best talent in your business, and motivating your current staff, you need to go, right? And that is the disruption which is coming silently, that the values of the world have changed, and companies who cannot relate and engage people with authentic values, they will be left behind.
Yeah, and I should say, if you go on the WildHearts website, it's brilliant. There are all these little videos pop up, illustrate exactly what Mick is talking about, from local kids in schools here right over to women in countries in Africa. So, given all of that and the ambition and everything you do, what is next for WildHearts?
Our passion is that the days of business as usual are over, right? So, in the last 5 years, just pouring our hearts out. We've won so many amazing customers that they're on our journey with us. We've transformed 100,000 lives globally through business in the last 5 years. In our 6th year, it's now 150,000. We have set a goal to transform 1 million lives globally through compassionate entrepreneurship, to demonstrate that business is the vanguard of social justice. It has to be. And once we transform those 1 million lives, then we'll get really serious.
Amazing, inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Mick Jackson. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mick Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.